Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 5th of March, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at the dollar index. Dollar sinking lower the last few days, taking us back into bearish territory on the short-term chart. So, again, just that dollar weakness coming back through. And that's leading to euro strength. The euro is bullish above the cloud on all three time frames, so still looking pretty good there. And against the yen, this is where the dollar weakness really shows up. We're sinking to 15-month lows on the yen. I tweeted this on Friday, in fact. And looking at sterling, sterling did fall away quite heavily against the dollar last week. But is now just gaining a little bit of strength, but still flat on the cloud. And that's just showing a relative strength to the dollar, but not yet above into the bullish trend. Looking at the Swiss sterling against the euro, we see here we're still sinking lower. Below the cloud on all three time frames. So sterling is still looking relatively bearish compared to most currencies, and against the Swiss franc, clearly bearish here as well. Against the Australian dollar, sterling actually looking a little bit stronger, so that's where I'll see some Australian dollar strength. And Bitcoin, of course, trades 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we're seeing Bitcoin did actually rise over the weekend, just nudging this $11,500 level, and looking strong still on the trend. Upside targets here to 12,150, 11,700, so 2 and 6% upside targets. Upside targets still the 9% to play for here as well, so still more to do there too. The S&P 500 index, we see here that we did just close a little bit higher on Friday, just recovering some poise. But the market's still not out of the woods. We need to either make a higher high or the lower low would be bearish for the market. Nasdaq recovered a little bit as well, as did the Dow. So we're seeing here the Dow actually just still bearish below the cloud on that short-term chart, and looking a little bit worrying there on the cloud. So still a mixed picture for US markets generally. The Russell 2000 was actually up quite strongly, but as I say, a mixed picture. Looking at the S&P 500 future this morning, down about 1/3% in London, so does suggest US markets might open lower, and the Nasdaq also down about 0.5%, so still looking a bit bearish there as well. FTSE 100 is up this morning, up 1/3%, but really just testing these lows, and we really did close below that on Friday, so pretty bearish looking situation, and we're just coming below on the weekly chart as well, so that's quite key. Looking at the FTSE mid cap, we see here that we're below as well, still below the cloud and looking bearish. The CAC Quarante up this morning, but again the picture looking bearish, and the Xetra DAX also looking bearish. We recovered a little bit this morning, but that close below on Friday is worrying. Looking at Brent crude, we see WTI just turning bullish on the price, but still below the cloud, and Brent crude much the same. A shortage of short-term upside targets does leave us a little bit worried about where that's going. US nat gas also is just bearish below the cloud here as well, so it's actually just holding the short-term trend up, but the medium and long-term cloud's not looking so good. Gold is actually recovering and also just wandering up into bullish territory. We've just activated an upside target of 1362. That's $1,362. That is really right where resistance is. And I did put out a report on gold last week. We do see the seasonality around this time of year. We're quite flat and we struggle a little bit. We sort of have a good run in the first bit of the year, then we have a little bit of a pause, and then another spurt in the summer. So that 1316, 1370 resistance level, I would expect might still take a few months for that to be broken. Looking at silver, looking more bullish as well this morning. That weaker dollar over the last few days helping there. US 10-year notes, the yield is just bearish below the cloud, sitting in the low 280s. Just a sign that it's rolling off a little bit here at the moment. So that we are seeing that there. Just looking at the US tech majors, Apple was up on Friday. We see here it's just struggled to break to a new high. Amazon holding that $1,500 level. Again, just struggling to hold on to a new high there, but still looking pretty bullish compared to most of the tech majors. Google not looking as good. Did recover a little bit on Friday, but still bearish below the cloud on the short-term chart. And Facebook is still in the doldrums in this 170s area. Just can't break that 180 area. So Facebook just looking a little bit less good on the chart. And Microsoft holding its uptrend still on all three time frames. So looking quite good there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.